Here's a situation internal communicators know well. You need to send an update about policy change. Everyone needs an update, but not everyone needs the exact same information. Your North American team needs to know one thing. The European offices need to know another. Your teams in different countries need to receive in a language they actually work in. So what do? Most IC teams build separate emails for each group, different versions, different lists, and different sends, which means you're writing 3 emails instead of 1, managing 3 campaigns instead of 1, and hoping nothing falls through the cracks across all of them. So if your question is how to send targeted emails to employees without creating a bunch of extra email versions while still making sure the right people see the right info, that's exactly what this video is about. Before you can send different content to different employees, you need to be able to define who those groups actually are inside your send tool. That's where audience segmentation comes in. In ContactMonkey, your employee lists are built from your HRS data, so every employee already has attributes attached to them: their department, their location, their role, their employee type. And you use these to build the segments you want to send to. So if you need to reach everyone in operations across North America offices, you'll filter by those attributes and the list builds itself. You're not only manually adding names or maintaining a spreadsheet. The data you already have in your HR system does the work. How do large companies segment their employee email list by department and region? This is the foundation of how that works. Accurate employee data connected to your send tool, organized into segments you can actually use. Once your segment exists, you can start building the email that speaks to each of them differently. The reason internal comms teams end up creating multiple versions of the same email is pretty simple. Their email platform treats every employee the same. When you can only send one version of an email and different employee groups need different information, teams have no choice but to build multiple emails. The process works for a while, but the more targeted your comms need to become, the harder the process gets to manage consistently. This is where dynamic content comes in. You start by building one email. Inside that email, you can choose which specific section you want to personalize. From there, you select which employee group should see that content. This way, employees only see what's relevant to them, even though it all came from the same email. So your North American employees only see the version of the email written for them. Your European employees see theirs. And before anything goes out, you can preview the email from the perspective of each audience group to make sure everything looks right. That's what dynamic content for employee email actually looks like in practice. One email personalized automatically for different employee groups without your team having to build and manage multiple separate versions every time. The clearest example of dynamic content solving a real internal comms problem is multilingual communication. Because if you have employees across different countries, your question eventually becomes, how do I send the same email in multiple languages to different employee groups? With dynamic content, you handle multilingual communication inside a single email. Employees in France see the French version, employees in Brazil see the Portuguese version, and you set the audience rules once, build the translated sections into the email, and ContactMonkey shows the right version to the right employee automatically. Your workforce is in one group. They're in different departments, different roles, and for a lot of companies, different languages. Internal communication has to reflect that reality. Building a separate email campaign for every audience isn't realistic, and sending everyone the same email and hoping it lands isn't good either. Sending targeted emails to employee means one email that's generally relevant to every person who receives it. That's what ContactMonkey audience segmentation and dynamic content are built to do, to reflect the complexity of your workforce.